with more Barnstable this morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live on the phone, and welcome our Director of Public Works, Dan Santos. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing very well.
So wanted to start by talking a little bit about the transfer station. Of course, all of those new changes are now in effect, and I hear from early reports that things are going quite well with the new changes.
Yes, really almost seamless and flawless. The new company, ABC, or New Bedford Waste Disposal, they have a couple of different names, different aspects of their operation. They started on January 1st and had the equipment there, and are learning what our schedule is. And we know through Bob Lovell, the director out there, what to expect different days of the week and when there's the biggest volumes. And so he's related that information, and a lot of open communication, which is causing things to be smooth. The single stream aspect of it, I think there are a lot of questions. People who have done something for many, many years suddenly face a change, and it gets a little confusing. But we have staff there that are trained, to be involved with the patrons and be patient and explain, the new changes. And I haven't gotten a single complaint in this office. I've only heard good things. We're selling tons of stickers, in the order of $30,000 to $40,000 a day worth of stickers. So it's very busy.
That's amazing. That's a lot of stickers. That's
a
good thing.
As I occasionally do, because of the good work out there and the patience with all the patrons. A shout out to Stephanie Foster and Jackie Fay, who work in the office there. They are overwhelmed this time of year with lines out the door, and they do a great job keeping everyone happy and moving and on their way.
Excellent. Is this more stickers that are normally sold at this time of year, or is this pretty much on par with what we've seen in past years?
Yeah, it's always busy. What's making it more busy is now we have the free recycling stickers. So all those people are now coming in for a sticker that weren't coming in before.
Great.
And they're due the same time. So it's added a level of business there that wasn't there before.
Now, do we know if there have been any non-Barnstable residents who have come in and tried to use the transfer station for recycling and had to have been turned away, or has it been pretty much all of our Barnstable residents coming to do recycling?
Some people have been turned away, but I think it's more confusion than anything else. And some businesses, and they were concerned that before we could dump, and because they didn't have a Barnstable address on their business registration, yet they're a Barnstable business. So we've worked through those things. But no, not that I've heard people come in from another town saying, I'd like a sticker. I think those people are just realizing, well, now they can't go there to dispose of that stuff, and they have to go elsewhere to their own town.
Great. And any further discussion coming down the pike in regards to pay-as-you-throw, or are you just going to see how things go with the new changes as we're dealing with right now?
Well, I think as we've talked about in the past, I have an effort in-house evaluating that. Richard Elrick from my staff, who I think is on your show occasionally, has been heading that up, and I'm expecting a report from him in the next week or two on the results of that. So that may come to light in the pretty near future, the results of that. And I can't say right now whether the department is going to recommend that or not, because I haven't seen the results. But at least we're going to give it a fair shake and see if it's something that's going to save Barnstable residents money. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is keep the sticker price low and keep the cost of disposing of waste low and keep our recycling rates high.
Great. Let's move on, Dan, and talk a little bit about recreation fields. I understand a couple of projects are in the works for Lombard and Centerville Rec. So tell me a little bit about what's on tap for those fields.
Well, we've been working a couple of years on in West Barnstable. Lombard Field is basically the baseball field that's located behind the West Barnstable Community Center. And we've got a project there that we have funding for, a capital project for the design, to upgrade the field, the old press box that was behind it, bleachers, and the parking lot. And we've hired a consulting company, a design firm, to help guide us through the process of what improvements are going to be recommended there. We had a public meeting in December where we had folks that were interested come to town hall and provide input into what they might want there or what they don't want there. And there's, as you can imagine, there's always a lot of differences of opinion. One of the big ones that's come out there is how to deal with the parking lot. Some people in West Barnstable like to keep the rural nature of their community, and so any thoughts about paving a parking lot or having lines or concrete berms and those kind of things get them concerned because it's going to change the character. And then other people that are concerned about snow removal and walking, elderly people walking into the building for programs, want the kind of surface that's going to be safe and smooth and flat. And so, we'll work through those things and try to come to some consensus about, what the best approach is. But ultimately, we want to, have a safe facility with modern, up-to-date accommodations for the recreational field. So that's moving along. We should have that design probably wrapped up, by summer, and then hopefully get a project for construction to get that work done.
Great. Let's talk about Centerville too. What's going on in Centerville?
Well, what we're doing there is we started about a year ago with my staff. We started looking at the use of the Centerville Recreation Building on Main Street there in Centerville, but mostly the field in the back and the playground. We've spent a lot of money, capital money, in the last few years renovating the building with roof and siding and windows, and it's really looking great. But now we want to turn to the grounds itself, providing adequate parking. There's a lot of demands for parking on Main Street there, the Historical Society, the commercial businesses across the street, the use of the playground. But the thing that was driving this most is the playground there. It's down in a very deep hollow. You may know, or others listening or viewing may know that playground there is very popular, but it's way down low in a hollow, and there's a lot of old equipment, and there was some concerns about safety. So in the last year, we've been trying to improve the safety of the equipment, but overall, I think the direction is to either build that area up or move the playground to a different part of the site. So we're right now with our architects on staff looking at the various options and concepts for how to improve the field, parking, and the playground, and have those things all coexist on the site. So what we're going to do is meet with Recreation the next week or so, get their input, and then we'll move out into the community and try to get some input on some concept drawings and what direction people want to go there. And then we have a capital project we'll be looking for funds to improve that site in the next year.
Great. Well, as you know, we've looked at playground projects in several places in town over the past few years. They've really gotten modernized. It's like gone are the days of the metal swing set over a paved over parking lot, right? You've got, special ground, and it's all plastic and rounded, so lots of safety features, and there are lots of accessibility features as well. Is that something that you think is going to come into play in Centerville?
Absolutely, and there are actually playground consultants today because there's lots of federal and state rules about equipment and safety, and there needs to be this. Over the years, and they've learned after many accidents and tragic things on playgrounds that it can't be the old day with the monkey bars and the slide. That's just, those days are over. And if you take a look at Veterans Park, Veterans Beach, we got a grant the town did to install some new playground equipment, and that equipment has been installed. It's not open for business yet because the site work isn't done. We're going to finish that up in the spring, but you can see the kind of equipment that's being outfitted now at playgrounds. It's pretty fancy.
It really is. And again, certainly not the playgrounds of yesterday, but very, very safe indeed. Well, Dan, I thank you so much, as always, for joining us here on Barnstable this morning. Have a great day, and we'll talk with you again next week.
You're very welcome. Look forward to it.
All right. Thanks much.
Yeah. Bye-bye.